Flip sides of the ball, when you look at this Browns offense, the run game has been very good. They're throwing the ball more later in the year with Baker Mayfield. How big of a concern is it with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a huge challenge. I mean, Chubb can just do so many different things. He can do the power game. He's got some speed. You've seen that. That's going to be a key, especially because, we talked about the injuries that the Chiefs have on the defensive side. They're probably going to have to go with some lighter boxes as far as just weight goes, with some safeties instead of linebackers. So that's going to be tough. But, the guy that I think the Chiefs are probably just as concerned about is Kareem Hunt. They know Kareem Hunt clearly from his time in Kansas City. They know what he can do. They respect him. And, he can be a threat anywhere in the field. I mean, you saw that in the short yardage situations against the Steelers. He can be a punishing back. And they know that this is going to be an emotional game. I mean, this is a game that's going to be very personal for Kareem Hunt. He wants to come in and make a statement. And the Chiefs are going to have to be ready for that. They've been playing better against the run. They've had some young guys stepping up. Chris Jones, the interior and the defensive line, having an all-pro caliber season. So it's going to be really at the point of attack that they've got to be able to slow down that run game, because if Chubb and Hunt can get to the second level, there's going to be some matchups there that they can win, and they might be able to break some big runs.
Yeah, if you were going to tell me these are some guys that need to have pretty good games for the Chiefs defense, who would you say would be keys to helping the Chiefs at least slow down that running attack a little bit?
Yeah, for me, it really starts up the middle. I mean, they're going to need Chris Jones. Mike Pennell is really one of their run specialists at the tackle spot. Tershawn Wharton's a rookie that a lot of people don't know about, but he's been really coming up. Derrick, all those four guys that are going to be inside in the interior have got to have good games. Anthony Hitchens at the linebacker spot needs to be healthy. And Dan Sorensen, a safety who's going to play in the box too. It's that up the middle group to me that's going to be able to have the big games. Certainly, they're going to have to rely on the pass rush to be able to put a little pressure on Mayfield, set the edge. But to me, this game's going to be won in the middle of the field and at the line of scrimmage. If the Browns can dictate terms there and get some space for Chubb and the Hunt, I think it could be a rough day for the Chiefs defense.
When you look at this Chiefs defense, what have been some of the challenges? When what goes wrong, are the Chiefs relying on that offense to outscore the other team?
Yeah, what really goes wrong is when they haven't been able to get a pass rush. Frank Clark and Chris Jones, inside and out, that's a tough duo. And when they are on their game, they're getting pressure, they're getting hits, they're getting sacks. It's a tough day for offenses. But they haven't always been able to get there. They've been generating some pressures, but they've had stretches where they've gone, without getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback from just getting them on the ground and picking up sacks and negative plays. One or two a game is really all they need. I mean, especially if they can come into key situations. We've seen that where they've been able to pick up sacks that either create long third downs or even on third down itself. They're going to bring some blitzes. They've had to do some things creatively at times to get that pass rush. The key is that if the Chiefs don't get to the quarterback, their secondary has some spots where they can be rough at times. Tyrann Mathieu, the leader of that secondary, and they're going to line him up in a lot of different places. But he can't be everywhere. And, that's where you've got to avoid maybe throwing the ball, because he can be the turnover guy in that backfield. But with Travaris Ward, Bashaud Breeland, L'Jarius Sneed at the corner spot, they've all had pretty good seasons, but they're much better players, obviously, when Jones and Frank Clark are getting pressure. If they don't, then there are going to be open receivers, because the Chiefs just can't cover that long.